Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Landon Bears Broadcasting Network.
Landon Bears Broadcasting Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Landon Bears Broadcasting Network.
There's a shot from Reed. He scores! He scores! Reed, back on!
That's with the cutter. Takes him behind the back shot. Antonetti.
Back. Once a man deep. It's Southworth. He catches it! Dean Southworth over his defender!
Unbelievable!
Open man. Johnson, big hit! UB Zaid!
Bergon over to Damian, hit shot!
Good move, keeps the puck. And a big hit by Christian Benner.
Let's go Bears!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Landon Bears Broadcasting Network. I'm Sutton Smith. Today, got a great one. Is the Landon Bears versus the Gonzaga Eagles here at Bordley Stadium, Triplet Field. It's got a great one. Landon is 11-1 in the season. Gonzaga 7-5. Gonzaga from the WCAC conference. That's a conference with like St. John's and Bishop O'Connell for those guys if you don't know. Landon on the other side in the IAC. Both teams, their head coach Jeff King for Gonzaga, Will McGettigan for Landon. Looking back last year, 2024, had a very memorable game against these two teams over in D.C. An 11-10 overtime winner from Kevin Miller after Chase Robertson led the comeback with 4 goals, and it was down by, I believe, at least 6. But we know how Landon finished the year last year, 17-2. Gonzaga on the other side, 15-8. In the rankings right now, Landon 17th by USA Lacrosse. Gonzaga just considered. A stat that is Gonzaga leads actually in average win margin with 7.4 over Landon 6.5. Landon, although only 1 loss, that to Haverford. Landon has 12 D1 commits compared to Gonzaga's 7, and captains are out. As we'll get this game underway in just a bit. Watch that make everything good. And then watch this too. If you're make everything watch. Here. Can I just read this? In net for the Bears, Steven Rizzo. On the other side for the Eagles, Kevin Kane. To start on the faceoff, Talon Smith. And I believe, I actually cannot see his number. It started with 2, so I'll get that to you in a second. I want to see him. Underway in just a second. Gonzaga versus Landon. Both face-off guys went for the clamp. Ball's loose. Still loose. It'll be Gonzaga to come out with that. With the pull. Down to their attackman. He'll start up top. Coach is calling yellow. Let their players come on. Here's Jake Mendenhall. Up to Nick Ciccato. Here's Mendenhall. Gonna dodge to his left side. Good defense there from Southworth. There's JT on D. Back down to Mendenhall. Nothing there. Now around Smink on D. Good defense. He gets nearly past. Back up top with Staccato. 20 on the shot clock. Spins. 13. Gotta get something to go here. Gonzaga now on JT. Good defense there from Ventura as he spins back, gets loose, takes a shot. Good save there by Rizzo. Goes out of bounds, and it stays Gonzaga ball. This now is Staccato. Nico Pedraza there on the short stick. He'll dodge to the inside. Fired it towards the net. Easy save there by Rizzo. Now Pedraza using his legs to get across midfield. Hits an open pole, JT Matura. Now Matura gonna get it around to Hawkins. Hawkins tried hitting a cutting Sean Murray. Murray still with it, comes back out. Landon with their first offensive opportunity with 9:50 in this first quarter. Up to Southworth. He'll let Neverovsky come in, followed by Devin Stewart. They'll start up with Dev. Here goes Stewart. The dodge to his left. Down to Murray. Sean on his left hand takes a shot, and he scores. Sean Murray had 4 goals last week against St. Albans. And he gets this one in the back of the net to put Landon up 1-0. One shot for the Bears, 1 goal. Here's Talon on the faceoff. That's one forward. Now across on the bounce. Trots across gives that to Sam Nestor. Now Henry Keeler for Gonzaga. Jack Ambrose. Back to Keeler. Keeler will dodge. On Swifty. Ambrose. Surveying. Smart defense there from Smink as that shot goes wide. This now, Tim McGrail with 25 on the shot clock. Here's a shot, saved by Rizzo. Nearly picked up by Smink. And there's Robert Swift, he's got some speed. Loses it. Stays in bounds, gets that all the way back for Smink. Now Rizzo trying to clear for the Bears. All the way down towards Aiden Cassidy, connects. Here's Hawkins. Matt Cohen down to Riley Luger. Landon playing the waiting game. Goes up top to Papelia. Joe gonna dodge to his left. Comes around. Hits Luger. Now Riley receives a pick from Papelia. On his right hand, gonna fire. Stays Landon ball with Sean Murray. Now Murray hits Hawkins. Back over to Murray. Movement here from the Bears. Papelia. Back to Cassidy. Now across to Hawkins, who fires. And it stays Landon ball. Kind of had to fire there. Papelia, see what he does. He'll just leave it. Shot clock violation coming back. Gonzaga ball. Good defense there from Joey P. Shoves him out of bounds, coming back, Landon ball. Unsuccessful clear from the Eagles. Now across to DeSanto. Carter. All the way down. Got a stick in there. Hawkins comes out with it and then gets taken down, still with the ball. Southworth to Neveroski up top. He'll dodge. Walking down. He's got the short stick. See what he does here. Has the speed. Hawkins kind of wide open. He tries hitting him. Loses the ball with Cassidy. Still unable to clear. Gonzaga, some great forecheck. Southworth wide open, he hits him. Now Caden fires off the post. Still loose with Hawkins, and he scores. Jonas Hawkins off the rebound, fires it into the back of the net. Landon up 2-0. Over half has been played in this quarter as Hayden Goose coming in for this faceoff. He wins it forward, stays on his feet. He has a step. Here's a shot from Murray. Broke the stick of a Gonzaga defender. Not even the head didn't just fall off. It was the entire stick. And it is just loose on the ground. As here's Cohen. Matt Cohen. Good stick there. Cassidy loses it. Gonzaga ball. Illegal procedure, I believe is what I heard. Here's Thomas Albero. Gets that down. Nick Scotto. Over to Mendenhall. Back to Scotto. They will dodge with him. On Pedraza. He's got a step. Fires. Off the bounce. Goes left. Now Oliver. Caleb Oliver with the ball. Here's a shot. Good save by Steven Rizzo. Over to DeSanto to clear. Floats that to Pedraza, who's unable to make the grab. And coming back with Gonzaga. Here's Oliver. Giving it to Staccato. Back to Oliver. Gonzaga right now loves dodging on the left side is here. Still Oliver. Good check there from Jay Schmidt. Now he's a shot. I believe Schmidt got his stick in there to disrupt that. And here's Chase Noyes. Fires. Saved by Rizzo. Looking like a brick wall right now for the senior Steven Rizzo. Smith gonna hit Pedraza right here. Gets past. Running it down on his own. Timeout called by the Bears.
Scoreboard. 5.
Going to this timeout, Landon looking unstoppable right now. The offense has been great. Shots on goal, I believe 3. One of them was off the post. Went straight to Hawkins, who buried it in the back of the net. And then on defense, nothing is getting past Steven Rizzo right now.
What? Takes your dad back.
Coming back on the timeout with 2:31 to go in this first quarter. Here's Stewart. McConnell back to Stewart. Now Cassidy. Movement here by the Bears. He'll go down to Cassidy. Back up to McConnell. Now to Murray. Now they'll give it to Southworth, who hits up to Hawkins. 23 on the shot clock. Over to Stewart. Now Dev. Giving that to Cassidy. Back up to Dev. 15 on the shot clock. Murray fakes. Back on his left. Gotta go here. Hawkins up top to Stewart. Over to McConnell. McConnell. Now Stewart fires and saved. Kevin Kane able to get a body on that one, preventing it from going in the net. Is Albero gets that down to the attackman as he's got a step here. Good defense by Smink. Here's Keeler, fires. Save by Rizzo. Now down to Cassidy. Logan Cassidy.
Go, Logan.
In on his own, fires. Stays landing ball with Hawkins. Jonas Hawkins with under 40 seconds to go in this first quarter. is to Luger. Under 20 seconds. Now Riley fires. Saved. Cohen gets cross-checked into the crease. 8 seconds to go for Kane. Murray on his left. Might be called for goalie interference. Questionable call. Murray going to the box. They called a delay game on Sean Murray. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Landon staying up 2-0. Shutout for the Bears in this first. Going into the second, Landon hoping to keep their momentum as Gonzaga will be coming out with a man advantage. We'll be back in about probably 30 seconds for the second quarter. Gonzaga to start the second quarter.
There's no time on the clock.
Landon kills the penalty. Southworth nearly got in there. As here's a dodge on DeSanto. Jam Costa gets it to Henry Keeler, who fires that past Steven Rizzo. Score now 2-1.
How about I go to 21?
Hayden Goose taking the face off. Hayden Goose. Goose comes out with it. Gonna give that to Cassidy. Cassidy in on his own, fires. Stays Landon ball, I believe. That went off the head of Kevin Kane. Here's Southworth over to Cassidy. Cassidy spins. Waits. Now Murray. Sean up top. Swim and fires. Good save there by Kane. Still picked up by Hawkins, and he scores. Jonas Hawkins with an early brace. Just 2 minutes into the second quarter. Landon back up by 2. Both goals from Hawkins off of rebounds. Great awareness from Jonas.
Oh, is that Calgoon? Oh, is that Calgoon?
Face off won by Landon. Here's Luger. Over to Cassidy. Now Papelia. Trotting down to X. Spins, gets free. Up top to Luger. Hits Cohen. Down to Murray. On his left. Now Cohen fires. 17 on the shot clock. Murray to pick it up. Cassidy to Luger. 10 seconds. Back to Papelia. Back to Luger. 5 seconds. Got to fire. Murray will. And again, the rebound off of the post from Cassidy stays Landon ball. I'm unsure how that didn't go in. He had a wide open net. Here's Cassidy down to Murray. It's Murray. Now cutting Hawkins, looking for the hat trick. A save there by Kane. Didn't know where it was. Now he got it. Nestor able to get it. And then stripped by Southworth. Here's Hawkins. Stick in the way of that. Southworth. Good defense there from Tommy Leland. As a cutting pole, gonna take it himself.
Nice.
Good save again. 2 clutch back-to-back saves from Steven Rizzo, and Landon gonna come out with Matura. Here's Murray. Was not picked up. Hits a sidearm. Jonas Hawkins. Timeout called by Landon. Hey, Finn. Yeah? When did you get here?
What?
Hey, Finn. You get here.
When did I get here?
Get it?
I'm here. The whole team.
Or the hope there's more. That's pulling up. Wait, Finn is on. You're pulling up to watch your broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this is all. Wait, this isn't one screen. How do you switch? How do you switch
Bonk, are you trying to switch?
now?
Why?
So I'm like going home soon. But Sutton doesn't know that.
Why are you leaving?
Because I don't want to be here anymore, right, Sutton? Right? Where's the ball?
It's on there. Oh, no, it's not.
Landon ball coming out of the timeout with Cassidy in the corner. Here's Murray. Cohen up top. Over to Papelia. Joe gonna dodge. To his right. Back to Cohen. Runs into the double. Falls down. Ball still on the ground. And Gonzaga comes out with that. Floats that towards no one. That's picked up. And Gonzaga now gonna fire. Goes off of a body. And it stays Gonzaga ball. Here's Mendenhall. Gonna dodge on Pedraza. Fires and scores. Jake Mendenhall goes low and buries it. So you put the Eagles within one. You're muted. This one back by Goosh. Hayden Goosh has some space.
No, it's not.
Cassidy gonna wait. And behind the net.
Bring the snack back.
It's Southworth who fires. Stays with Cassidy. Here's Cassidy. In a similar spot like before. Landon trying to get an open cutter. He's going to away with Murray. Murray goes back to his left. Murray now fires. 17 on the shot clock. Southworth with it. Here's Cassidy, floats that towards Murray. Murray got to go here. Looked like it was possibly off the stick of a Gonzaga defender coming back the Eagles' way. Gonzaga now. Here's Noyes. In. Good save by Rizzo. Smink got to get it over. Fires that all the way down, kind of to nobody. And here goes Gonzaga on the clear. They'll start up top. Here's Oliver. It's an open man. Chase Noyes sidearms that into the back of the net. It's all tied up. Here's Goosh. Hold called. Gonzaga ball. Here's Albero. Henry Keeler still with it. Dodging on Pedraza. Now flies that towards Noyes. Good defense there by DeSanto. And Cassidy gets stays Gonzaga ball. Shot clock gets reset, and there's a shot. Good save by Rizzo. Now Schmidt all the way across to Smink. Smink to Pedraza. On his left hand. Gonna get past midfield. Hits Murray. Timeout called by Landon. coming back out, landing on offense. Just under a minute till halftime. Low scoring game so far. Last year, the combined hit to 21 goals, where most of them from Landon came in the third and fourth quarter. Southworth. Here's Murray. Now McConnell back to Southworth. Murray again. Takes it himself. Still with it. Now fires and scores. Sean Murray with his brace. 2 goal scorers for the Bears and 2 braces on this afternoon. 26 seconds to go in this half.
Son, I lost the mouse. I found it.
Talon Smith back in, lifts up. Landon wins the faceoff. 20 seconds. Got to go fast. Nearly hits Talon. Now Gonzaga. They've got to go fast. Got a stick in there. He hits Murray. Murray on his left hand. Nearly got it through. Went in the crease. 2 seconds. He's probably just going to fire this towards the net, or he'll just wait. Last ditch attempt. Just wide. That'll do it for the half. We will be back for a halftime report in just a bit. Stay tuned on Landon Bears Broadcasting Network. This is the halftime report. After 24 minutes of play, it is 4-3 with a last-minute goal from Sean Murray. Goal scorers for Landon, Jonas Hawkins and Sean Murray. Sean got the first, Jonas got the next two, and then Sean finished it off just recently with that last-minute goal. Gonzaga has stayed in there as they're only down one, as their goalie looked a little shaky at the start, letting two of the first two Landon shots, or two of the first three Landon shots, excuse me. And since then, he's looked pretty good. He's made a few saves that have been essential. Rizzo, on the other side, has made saves that are essential and more, as he has saved a lot of probably should have been goals and has really given Landon this lead. Looking forward to the second half. Landon probably hoping to stay ahead. Best thing they can do, come out on fire, maybe get an early goal right off of the face-off. And we will see what this game results to after 24 more minutes of action. That has been the halftime report. And stay tuned for the second half in 3.5 minutes. We're back for this third quarter as Hayden Gouge, right off of the face-off, takes a shot, as that was a crucial save. Here's Southworth. Neverovsky to the inside, back to his left. Good slide there from Gonzaga. Now Stewart on his left. Scores! Devin Stewart gets his first in just under a minute to play in this third quarter. Great goal there by Stewart, putting Landon up by 2. Here's Goosh. That's won by Gonzaga. Bobby McCarthy able to get that to the Gonzaga attackman. J.M. Costa.
You had it.
Now Caleb Oliver gives that to Sakato. Over to Mendenhall. Here's Jake Mendenhall. On his right, hits a cutting, nearly hit a cutting Keeley. Here's Mendenhall. Now a shot from afar from Albero. Great save there from Rizzo. Now all the way down to Hawkins. Gives it to Stewart. Up top with McConna. Neverovsky gives it to Southworth. He'll dodge. Good defense there from Albero. Now Stewart. In with his right hand, still gives it back to Southworth. Now Caden on his left. Fires over the net. Here's Hawkins. Muscling in. Back over to Stewart. Dev on his left hand fires. Good save there. Still up. Now coming out. Cassidy there to pick him up and takes it from him. Now odd man rush for Neverovsky. Gives it to Cassidy. Great recovery there from Gonzaga. Missed a little bit of a chance for Landon as they had a few guys open who could have taken a solid shot there. Hawkins tried threading the needle there, unable to. Now Gonzaga with a Southworth trailing. Good hustle there from Caden. High check from Stewart. And here's Noyes. Takes a shot on his left. Saved by Stonewall Rizzo. McConna kind of flips it forward to the area of JT, unable to control that. There's a shot.
Actually, no, James, you do camera.
Okay.
You do camera and I'll do camera.
Rizzo gives it to Luger. Luger has some space. Gets around all the way down to Cassidy.
Good job, Riley.
It's a little off right now. Here's Cassidy. Up to Papelia. Back to Cassidy, who fakes a shot. Now down to Murray. On his left. Papelia swinging it one more. Open Cassidy, tried a backhanded shot. $15 on the shot clock with Murray. Gotta go here. Going to Cassidy, who fires, and a save there by Kevin Kane. As Gonzaga is able to get this all the way down to J.M. Costa, who fakes. Now he's in, gets picked up. Good slide there by Luger. Here's Oliver. Staccato down low. Shot from afar off the bounce as he was going to the ground. Stays with Mendenhall. Let it run.
Jonas is like 5 goals.
He is 2. Injury timeout. Might have got the wind knocked out of him.
Dude, I've already spent like 50. I'm genuine. Hey, run me for Brad.
Right.
You're convincing John to.
He's all right. Play about to resume. Down low below X. Here's a shot. And a save by Rizzo. Initially, still loose. Staying Gonzaga ball. Here's a dodge on Pedraza. Now Staccato. Down low. Here's Noyes. Hits the open staccato. Muscling through, takes a shot and scores. Gets it between the legs of Steven Rizzo. And they are back within one. Goosh back in for the face-off. He's been really great today. And early movement will be Landon ball with Southworth. Now Neverovsky. Movement. Neverovsky swinging it to Southworth, back to McConna. Good move there by Stewart. As he's going to go here. Gives that to Murray. Murray back to Stewart. 22 on the shot clock. Is Stewart now going to fire? Will stay Landon ball with Hawkins. Murray spins. Hits Hawkins. 5 on the shot clock. Hits Murray. Got a fire. Hits the outside of the net. And shot clock violation. Back to Kane. Splits through 2 defenders. Smink nearly pickpockets him. And he comes out with that. Wall falling down, flips it towards DeSanto. Great pass there. Southworth on the clear. Here's a rush. Now Hawkins. Luger, gonna fire. Off the bounce, looks like he got saved. Back up top to Luger. Gonna give that to Papelia. Looks like they'll dodge with actually some movement here is Papelia now. Swings it again. Now a shot from Cassidy. Still loose. Hawkins nearly got there to the rebound. Now to clear. Intercepted by Murray. That's great awareness there. And a great heads-up play. Here's Hawkins. He's looking for a hat trick. Cassidy down to Murray, who's also looking for a hat trick. Sent through. There is Riley Luger. Putting Landon up by 2. Finally hitting the cutter. And they capitalize.
James, lock in. I can't see the ball. My eyes. How many viewers?
Did he miss?
No. This is from halftime.
Again goes early. Landon ball with Southworth. Stewart down to Cassidy. Cassidy down to Hawkins, who fires. And that will do it for the third quarter. It's all coming down to the last 12 minutes. Landon up by 2. Going into the fourth. We'll be right back in probably a minute for this final quarter. This face-off is won forward by Goosh. Tried flipping it towards Murray. Hawkins had a chance at that, and it's Gonzaga who comes out with that. Now cross-field pass. Got to get across. Murray disrupted that. Smink over to DeSanto. And now Southworth. Southworth still just behind his net. Now Cassidy with Hawkins coming out from the pick. Up top to Stewart, and now Southworth. Neverovsky still waiting. Mishandle pass by Southworth. Will be Gonzaga ball. Here's Keeler. Now McGill. Jack Ambrose back up to Tim McGrail. He's going to try and move pass off the post. Here's Keeler. Southworth there, close on defense. .40 on the shot clock. Here's Henry Keeler. Good slide by Schmidt. Now some open space. Scores. Gonzaga bringing it in within one. It'll come down to probably these last few minutes. Here's Goosh, wins that easily. Murray will just wait. Up top of Luger. Gives Papelia. Now Cassidy. More cycling. Papelia. Drawing him inside. Hits Murray in a shot from afar. He scores. Sean Murray adding on to his plethora of goals in the past few games. Just got his 100th goal. At this rate, could reach, I guess, realistically, like 115. But hey, we'll say 125. Landon up now, 7-5. Here's Mendenhall. Sent to the middle. Stays in with Staccato. Good slide there by Cassidy. Very aggressive. And here's Staccato. Nick Staccato trying to muscle in, hits up top, a shot, scores. 7:33 to go in this game. And it is 7-6. Talon Smith back in for the Bears. One forward by Talon. Landon has won multiple face-offs in a row. I don't know the exact number. And a great move by Talon there, the swim dodge. Here's Landon offense now. Gives it to Hawkins, who is still looking for that hat trick. Back up to Cassidy. Hawkins nearly gets that one to go. Cassidy with 35 on the shot clock. Here's McConnell. Gonna wait. Goes himself and scores. McConnell Neverovsky got the clutch factor, putting Landon back up by 2. Talon Smith coming back out. The best thing Landon can do right now is keep at least that 2-goal lead, and they are playing that perfectly. As here's Smith. One back, he gets pushed from behind, should be Landon ball, it will. Here's Luger. Now Murray. Luger will trot down. He'll dodge here. Looks like they start up top with Cohen. Gets past one. Papelia gets taken down. Kind of ran over. As here's Cohen by his net. .20 seconds on the shot clock. Dives and scores. Mac Cohen is called no goal. Looked very similar to the one McConnell Neverovsky had last week against St. Albans. I guess they won't count it this time, as this should be a timeout called. Timeout called by Gonzaga. Cohen got so close, I guess he might have just stepped into the crease before he got in the air. Lead stays the same. Landon 8-6.
I thought it was too. I didn't realize they called it off. I was zooming in on it. They're already like halfway down. Yeah, they do that every time they score. Yeah, that's not. Wait, do they zoom in or zoom out? At least all over the score.
Mendenhall to start for the Eagles. He'll dodge on Swift. Great save there by Rizzo. And there was miscommunication on that defensive play. Swift as here's a turnover. And Rizzo just making every clutch necessary save that he needs to. Just under 4.5 minutes to go in regulation. Here's Mendenhall. On Pedraza fires, bounces it over the net. 50 on the shot clock, 4:07 on the game clock. Here's Henry Keeler. On his left, spins back. Good defense by Smink. Back down to Keeler. Gonna take it himself, and he scores. Henry Keeler continues to bring Gonzaga back at the doorstep, down by 1. Landon has had 2 disallowed goals because of goalie interference and then, I guess, this crease violation. Let's see if those 2 goals are what's going to cost Landon. Moved early, it stays Gonzaga. They have all the momentum. Bobby McCarthy. Here's Keeler. Spins back. Now up top. He scores. Colin Larrabee. This game is all tied up. Hayden Gooch back in to take this face off. Coming out with it, Gonzaga. Here's Mendenhall with under 3 minutes. Keeler. Down. No goal. What a save there by Rizzo. Now Swifty. Under 2:15. Hits Cassidy. Timeout called by Landon. Coming back out will be Landon ball with 2:06 to go in regulation. Both these teams have been in overtime at least once this season. Landon twice against Haverford and Gilman. Gilman, they ended up coming out successful. Haverford came out with a loss. Gonzaga, the only game that I know that they went into overtime was against Prep a few weeks ago, and Georgetown Prep came out of that one. Here's Cassidy, up top to Stewart. Now Murray. Hits and cutting. Hawkins with one hand, unable to get that. And now Southworth. Waits back up top, 20 on the shot clock. Cassidy, down to Murray. Hits up top, Stewart. Stewart to Cassidy, who fires just wide. 1:08 to go in regulation, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Murray's got to go. Here's Sean. Fires off of the shin. That one's got to hurt. And here goes Gonzaga with a chance to win the game. Carter Santo on defense down low. Timeout called by Gonzaga. With 43 to go. Landon's defense needs to step up. Last 44 seconds. Gonzaga has a chance to win. I doubt they'll run it down to the last second, but there's 63 seconds on the shot clock. That doesn't matter. Here's Mendenhall to start for the Eagles. Swifty there, the short stick. 30 seconds now. Mendenhall just waiting. They might take it down to the last second. Landon covering every single cutter. Pedraza there on the slide. Gonna take it. Misses. He's got 12 seconds. Here's Keeler. Timeout called by Landon. Last 12 and a half seconds. Gonzaga looking to make a statement win. Landon trying to avoid one of those games where you look back and say, we really should have won this. As he does really the same thing as he did earlier. 3 seconds. Just got to fire that towards the net. He'll be out of bounds. 1 second to go. Looks like we'll be going to extra minutes. Cassidy just got to fire all the way down. And not really close. We're going to overtime. Landon versus Gonzaga for the second year in a row. Going to OT. I believe it's continuous. As I said earlier, these teams are not, they're very familiar with overtime. Landon with their most recent overtime being that loss to Haverford. And before that, that win against Gilman where Matt Cohen, who could be a hero here, had 3 straight goals to bring Landon back and win that game. But here you got Goose. He's been great all night. You really got to go here. Extra minutes of play coming out right now. Goose comes out with that. Hayden Goosh nearly loses it. Here's Cassidy. I don't know. Landon took a timeout. They could have let him go there. Another broken stick. I guess it's better safe than sorry. Landon deciding to talk it over. Who will be the unsung hero for the Bears? Or who will be the unsung hero for the Eagles? One team comes out. One player will score. Only time will tell. Coming back out. You got Murray, you got McConnell, you got Caden, you got Jonas, you got Devin Stewart, you got Aiden Cassidy. Who will it be? Cassidy will start. Hits Stewart. Back to Caden. Back up top. Now Neverovsky. Still with Southworth. Lots of movement. This is crucial to get an open shot. Here's Stewart. Under 40 on the shot clock. Murray. Hawkins for the win. A great save. Kevin Kane keeping the Eagles alive. Under 3 minutes to go in this first overtime. Gonzaga able to clear it with DeMaria. Now Mendenhall. In on Southworth. Great defense by Southworth. Muscles in, gets him in the crease. Should be Landon ball. It will be. That is amazing hustle there from Southworth. Clutch players will show who they are when it's in crunch time. And here's Swift. Swift to Murray. Murray has a step. Here's Sean. Hits Southworth. Gets stopped. Back to Murray. Hawkins for the win. Oh my goodness. Amazing save by Kane. Timeout called by Gonzaga. Unbelievable. Multiple chances for Landon to win this game and walk off. Kevin Kane says this is not my game to lose. .137 to go in this first overtime. It'll be Mendenhall to start for the Eagles. He hits Staccato up top. There is Oliver. Caleb Oliver to dodge. Gets picked up. He's got a step here. He shoots, and a great save by Steven Rizzo. The goalies are keeping these teams alive. Now Swifty got to go. Gets across. Southworth. Down to Cassidy. Under 50. Now Stewart. Southworth up top to Stewart. To Cassidy. Now Hawkins. More movement. Hits Hawkins on his left. Back over to Stewart. Now Dev fires and scores! Devin Stewart with the walk-off. Unreal. Landon, for the second consecutive year, is going to take the Eagles to overtime and walk out as victorious. Your Landon Bears have won this game 9-8. That's unbelievable. Kudos to Kevin Kane, keeping Gonzaga in for as long as they were. Steven Rizzo, though, with that very clutch save to bring Landon back on offense.
Mike can't pick that up. It's Norris.
Gonzaga nearly marched back from down 2 continuous. They were down 2 nearly the entire game. They didn't give up. Fought back, sent it to overtime. And then Dev Stewart called game and brings Landon out of this one. Coming up this Thursday, Landon at Bolus. Not sure if we'll be able to broadcast that. I will be there probably taking pictures if that's the case. And coming up next week, I believe we have a game on Tuesday. Not sure who. That'll be figured out though, but ISC play is fully in play in these next coming weeks. Thank you for watching the Landon Bears Broadcasting Network. This has been Landon vs. Gonzaga. I'm Sutton Smith, signing out. Let's go Bears.
Why, Sutton, why can't I mention you?